Hello, everybody, and welcome to the BCAT Annual Awards Night at Heritage Park Baptist Church. We are here. I am Ethan Rousseau, and you are?
I'm Jenna Casey.
And we're going to be interviewing people here on the red carpet as they come in, and we hopefully will have a great time. All right, so we are here with
Joan Kennedy.
And what do you do here exactly at BCAT?
I'm a volunteer for the Burlington and Beyond TV show.
And so what is your role in helping out with the production of that show?
I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I operate a camera, occasionally I direct, and even less occasionally I co-host.
How long have you been doing that for?
Approximately 3 years.
Wow, okay. So what got you into, what made you hear about BCAT in the first place, and what made you want to volunteer to help out make this show?
Well, Burlington Cable Access Television is a very thriving cable television station, very dynamic, a lot of interesting and wonderful people to work with, and basically the other people that were Burlington and Beyond members kind of buttonholed me into doing it, so peer pressure.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. Sounds great. So have a good night.
Hi, I'm Jenna Casey here with, what is your name?
I am Representative Ken Gordon.
So, what do you do with BCAT?
Well, I have a show called Rapping with the Rep, and we talk about people who come in from Beacon Hill and talk about the events of the day.
Awesome. How long have you been involved with Rapping with the Rep?
I think 6 or 7 years now.
Awesome. What got you into it?
BCAT got me into it. The fact that you're here and you have such an awesome program, and it's accessible to the community and available. And so I spoke to Jen and told her my idea of running a show like this, and she said, "Good for a little while. Let's do it." And so we did.
Oh, awesome. So you started Rapping with the Rep?
I did.
So is there any other...
Being the rep.
Oh, of
who was
course.
rapping.
Is there any other production of BCAT that you were involved in?
No, although my son has been involved with the high school productions and with Video Voyagers. My son, Brandon Gordon.
Awesome. Well, thank you for speaking with us. Have a nice night.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so we are here with...
John Casey.
And John, how did you get started with BCAT, and how long have you been doing something related to it for?
Well, I go way back to the days when Fabulous Franco of Foodorama ran the place. Many years ago, we did parades. We did a lot of different shows all over the country.
Oh, okay. So Fabulous Franco, for those of you who don't know, is a kind of a legend around BCAT here. And so many people remember a bunch of the shows that he's been on with, so he's just a legend around here. And so what do you do for your work in Woburn?
I have a store in the Woburn Mall, locks and keys in the Woburn Mall, and I also do glass and glazing for Accurate Glass Inc.
Okay. Cool, thank you. Well, have a good night.
All right, best of all. Go Fabulous Franco, Foodorama Land.
I'm here with...
Rabbi Susan Abramson.
So, Susan, what do you do with BCAT?
I'm actually there quite a bit. I have a series called Spiritually Speaking, and I just finished the 14th episode this past week. And I have also done a number of shorts, music videos, and cartoons, things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. How long have you been involved with Spiritually Speaking?
Almost 3 years. I started the summer of 2016.
Wow. So what do you do on Spiritually Speaking?
Well, I go to different houses of worship and the purpose of the program is to dispel myths and stereotypes that we have about each other. So to open the doors of all the churches and religious institutions, the Islamic Center, the Hindu temple,
and I heard
and our
at his here in
temple,
Burlington.
Shalom Emeth,
We're glad
so
to have
people
you,
really
and now we'll
understand
make
who each
our
other
way
are
into the building.
so can appreciate each other for who we are.
Oh, that's awesome. What got you into it?
It was the rise of political candidates in the summer of 2016, and I just saw that there was a lot of hate and intolerance that was on the rise in our country, and I really wanted to do something personally to help people understand each other and to raise the principle of love your neighbor as yourself instead of hating and fearing our neighbor.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you, Susan, for speaking with us. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
I'm here with...
Ernie Covino.
And Ernie, what have you been doing with BCAT, or what is your involvement with it?
I just really started getting involved with BCAT. I'm on the board of directors now, and that's just happened in the past month or so. So I'm the newbie here. Although I didn't recall, but Jen reminded me that my wife was on the original board of directors way back when. That was quite a while ago. So
Do you help with any of the productions of any of the shows?
I really haven't got into it at all yet. I've only attended actually one board of directors meeting.
Okay.
And so I'm sure there'll be plenty of work for me to do.
And but you'd like to get into some of the actual productions maybe of something?
I think so. I would think that my mindset is more on the technical end than it is on the actual
Yeah, sure.
being in front of the camera.
And so, what got you onto the board of directors in the first place? Like, what made you want to do it?
Well, I noticed that they were advertising, looking for a member. I'm not sure who got off. Maybe Virginia Mooney, could it be? Yeah. Anyways, and I've always been interested in communications, and BCAT does a really great job. I'm also on the planning board. I've been there for quite a while, and so I appreciate the fact that lots of times people will come up to me and say, ask me something about what happened at a planning board meeting last night or a few nights ago, and I realize that BCAT's providing a really great service, at least definitely in that side and on the other programs that they do also.
Okay. Well, thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
We're here with
Linda McNamee.
Hi, Linda. What is your involvement with BCAT?
I am president of the board of directors, and I am also host and producer of a live community interest talk show called Something to Talk About.
So, what gave you the idea to host a show called Something to Talk About?
Funny you should ask. I actually never wanted my own show. I started volunteering at BCAT back in 2004, and I would work for anybody who needed crew. And I started directing for a show called Open for Discussion with Arlene DeRocco, and I directed for 9 years, and then after about 350 episodes she decided I don't want to do it anymore. So since I already had the time carved out in my schedule, she says, look, you've been watching the show, you might as well be hosting it. So I started hosting it, and I just passed episode 150.
Oh wow, awesome, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what made you want to be on the board of directors?
My background is in nonprofits, and I did some graduate work in nonprofit management. And BCAT is a wonderful community entity, community involvement, so I wanted to give back and also get more involved using my education and using my interests.
Awesome. So do you have a favorite episode of one of the two productions that you helped in or starred in?
I think out of all the Something to Talk About episodes, I think the most interesting was when I had Curious Creatures on, and my guest had about maybe a dozen or more interesting creatures. I sat there for an hour with a skunk sleeping on my lap. We had a tortoise, about 90-year-old tortoise, doing camera operation. She wandered off in the studio and started moving the camera around. I touched a snake. I touched a tarantula. I asked my guest to leave the scorpion in the cage, and he obliged. So I think that was probably the most interesting.
Nice. Thank you very much. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
I'm here with
Nicholas Connolly.
So Nick, what is your involvement here in BCAT?
So my main involvement with BCAT would be BHS TV, which is the after-school program with the high school. I started off with Video Voyagers back in middle school, around 7th grade. So I've been doing it for around 5 years now. It's been really fun and exciting, just filming stuff, getting stuff together. So yeah, mainly camera work, in-studio work, a floor director, occasionally graphics and stuff. I kind of do. We're jumped around a lot, you know that.
Yeah.
So mainly just studio filming work.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year of high school are you in?
I'm currently a senior in high school, and I'm about to graduate in like a month.
Oh, cool.
So I'm pretty excited.
All right, great. And so, what was your favorite project to work on at your time here at the high school club at BCAT?
Wow, that's a big question. 5 years of videos. I don't know. I feel like that one of my more favorite things to do here was I started getting a lot more involved with BCAT when I started doing a segment called Nick's Picks, and that basically I just reviewed like the newest video game, TV show, stuff like that. So I just thought that was probably really fun for me because I got to put my own spin on it, my own flavor on it. It was me, and it was my personality in video form. And I thought it was pretty fun. But I mean, I guess in terms of big projects, probably either Back to School Bounty Hunter or World's Toughest Heroes. Those were pretty fun, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably those.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, and you yourself.
I'm here with.
Hi, I'm Pavel Ali, and I do robotic cameras for the BCAT.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you get into that?
Well, actually, it goes way back to when I was a freshman in high school. This goes way, way back. It was the first supermarket in the Boston area. It was the Upham's Corner supermarket. And WBZ came with all their camera crew to record the opening. And I stood by and saw the cameraman at work. And I'd love to do that someday. So after I got laid off from a management job 25 years ago, I signed up for a volunteer position here at BCAT. And I've stayed with it since then. Done a little bit of everything. Gosh, I had a program called Quo Vadis, Where You Going Pilgrim, and directed a show on light pollution for the Boy Scouts. So it's been a lot of fun, but the most thing that I'm involved in now is school committee recording and planning board. And say a lot of times that goes till midnight, so they keep me really busy and awake at night. Was an astronomer, amateur astronomer, so I'm used to staying up late at night. It doesn't bother me at all. So.
Of course, it's very interesting. Do you have a favorite episode of what you produced?
I can think of many, many planning boards that were very exciting in the past. I can't name any specific one, but it was fun also watching Rabbi Susan in the console next door doing her programs and watching her with her cartoons and things. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Have a nice night.
I'm here with
Sandra Volterra.
Sandra. How are you involved here with BCAT?
I'm the producer-director of Be Prepared.
Okay.
And I've been on a leave of absence, and I've just returned. And hopefully you'll see a show from me, a special this summer.
So what does that role entail for you in the production of Be Prepared?
Everything. I mean, producing, directing, locating people to come on my show. I have a panel show. So it's a lot involved. Yeah.
How long have you been involved here with BCAT? Or what got you into it in the first place, and how long ago was that?
About 4 or 5 years ago, I forget now. I don't know, I was always interested in the theater. I have a background in acting and directing for about 15 years, so I always liked, I never did TV before, but I used to like doing anything creative in the arts.
Well, thank you, and have a good night.
I'm here with.
I'm Frank the Tank, Frank Reyes. I do the robotics and camera work. I've been doing it for probably 20 years for BCAT. And I'll tell you, I enjoy doing it because I learn a lot more about my town while I'm doing it. So, other than that, it's great to be here tonight.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming. Have a nice night.
Hi, I'm here with
Julie Eggleston
and
Heidi Mover.
And we're
Burlington Blooms.
So what do you guys do here for BCAT?
Well, we have our own show called Burlington Blooms, and we visit gardens that are in Burlington and talk to the homeowner and gardener about why they plant different plants and how they like it and the history of their garden.
We're always surprised at what delights we find around town. So Burlington is a really pretty town for flowers and plants, and we get to poke in people's backyards. So it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We're surprised at how much diversity there is in the gardens and in the reason that people plant gardens. It's fun. We enjoy it, and we hope more people will watch. And if anybody has a garden that they're very proud of, let us know. We'll be happy to come and film it.
Okay, well, thank you, and have a good night.
Hi, I'm here with.
Brandi Sales.
Hi, Hi, Brandi. How long have you been involved in BCAT, and what is your role?
I have been involved with BCAT since, believe it or not, 1992. Wow. I know, but now I'm a board member. I've worked at BCAT. I've volunteered at BCAT. Pretty much done almost everything I could at BCAT.
Wow, that's awesome. Such commitment.
Yeah.
Of course. Is there anything else you do with BCAT? Have you produced any shows? You starred?
I haven't produced any shows recently, but I do volunteer when I can.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm here with
Steven.
the four BCAT boy. All right, that's all we've got time for. So what do you guys do here at BCAT? Are you in the Voyagers Club?
Yeah, we are video Voyagers.
All right, and so what year are you all in for middle school?
I'm in 2024.
Seventh grade.
And
Yeah.
I'm in 6th, that's why I'm small.
Okay. What was your favorite project then of all of Voyagers that you've done?
That's hard.
Mine personally was I think it was the first one we did. It was called like the chicken toss. It was really fun.
I love the
No,
chicken
that was like
toss.
the second
Love the
chicken
chicken toss.
actually. It was really fun though.
I think my favorite may have been superhero auditions. That one was kind of fun.
All right, so chicken toss and superhero audition seem to be the big picks. All right, well, thank you all, and
Thank you.
have fun in there.
I'm here with Katie.
And Mike.
So, Katie and Mike, what is your role in BCAT?
Well, I used to be a production coordinator here at BCAT back from the end of 2012 to the middle of 2016. This is one of the best events of the year. I love coming back for it. I love seeing all the faces, everyone I used to, help, all the volunteers I used to be involved with, and it's really great to just come back and see how the station's grown.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
All right, hi, I'm here with
Colleen Moore and Gretchen Carey.
And what do you two do for BCAT here?
I am on the board as well as. Yes, I'm also on the board.
Okay. So, have you been involved with any productions, live productions, or anything like that for creating content?
I produce the show here for Heritage Park,
Mhm.
and I also help with supporting directors. If anyone needs directors, I help in the studio as well.
Okay, cool. How long have you been here for BCAT, both of you?
We were trying to figure that out. We're standing in line. We're thinking 7 or 8 years, something
Wow.
like that.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, that's definitely the biggest help we've seen tonight, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you, and have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
I'm here with.
Gregory Smith.
So, Gregory, what is your role with BCAT?
I primarily run the robotics, and I've also done some floor camera work
Well, how long have you been involved with BCAT?
since 2010.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you for coming tonight. Have a nice night.
I'm here with
Mike Trito.
and
Dena Treat.
so what do you do for BCAT here, and how are you involved?
Well,
with
right now
anything?
I'm just here for the popcorn.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
No, I do. I've done a show in the past called All History is Local.
Mhm.
So I've got 50 shows under my belt, and I'm here for the appreciation. And well, actually, you'll see me in the opening video. So
okay.
Actually, so I could joke that I'm here from the future, but you'll understand that a little later.
Okay. And are you still producing your show?
Not at present. I was doing the thing with Chad a little while ago, and we'll probably be doing some more of that. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
I'm here with
Evan.
So, Evan, I see you're in your Cub Scout uniform.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
So, what pack are you in?
Pack 105, it says so right there in the white letters in the red.
Oh, awesome. So, what rank are you in Cub Scouts?
I'm 100% Den Wolf, and at the Blue and Gold Banquet, I'm going to get every single adventure, required and adventures.
Oh, wow, that's so fun. That's awesome. Congrats. What's your favorite memory with the Cub Scouts?
Probably taking a part in it because someone who's coming back in Bear, he didn't do Wolf this year, he found a tape in his DVR player. It was just crazy.
Oh, no. Well, how old are you?
8.5.
8.5. Wow. Thank you very much for interviewing. Have a nice night.
I'm here with
Taylor Bettinson.
And Taylor, what do you do here for BCAT?
I direct Neighbor to Neighbor, which is the civic show hosted by Nick Priest, the newly elected selectman for the town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you get involved with BCAT, and how long ago was that?
Well, I was actually a volunteer like way back when I was in middle school. When I was in line here, you were interviewing Brandi Sales, and he went around to Marshall Simons recruiting folks for like the Video Voyagers, you know, kind of programs. So I started doing stuff then, and when Nick and I were going to high school at BHS, he would work crew, and I hosted a sort of like roundtable issues discussion show at the time. So this is kind of us returning to form as he kind of gets involved in the town at you know, very community-wide levels. And so it's just kind of a really fun, you know, getting back into the swing of things and meeting all the new faces.
Well, thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
I'm here with
Bethany Mayo.
So Bethany, what is your role in BCAT?
This year I volunteered at the Taste of Burlington. So I was a host, much like yourself, but probably not as good.
So how long have you been involved in BCAT?
This is my first year. It was my first event, and I'm friends with the production producer, Jen Dodge. So I was lucky enough to be asked, and it was a great time.
So is that how you got into BCAT?
Yes, it is.
Oh, awesome. So how'd you like the event that you hosted?
The Taste of Burlington was amazing. They had a lot of great food. There was a lot of really nice people there. It was definitely a new experience, so I really enjoyed it, and I hope that I get asked back next year.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much. Have a nice night.
I'm here with
Liz Gillespie.
And Liz, what do you do here at BCAT?
I'm mostly part of high school club. I also do other volunteering stuff around whenever they need me.
Okay. What is your favorite project that you've worked on here in the high school club?
I'm not sure. Mostly just a couple of really random skits that I've done with Nick and James for just other things, for something to talk, not something to talk about. Speak of the Devils.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you typically do for any like regular episode of Speak of the Devils that you produce?
Mostly just do like audio and behind the scenes stuff while the actual episode's going on. I help do the sketches and stuff like that. I kind of miss a lot of club meetings, so I'm not there all the time, but whenever I can, I do stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you, and have a good night.
I'm here with
Kyle.
So Kyle, what do you do for BCAT?
I am a sports reporter.
Oh wow, what's your favorite sport?
Right now, since I'm watching the Red Sox and keep an eye on Cora and everybody else right now, but I am also a Celtics fan, Red Sox, Patriots fan, and Bruins fans right now since they're both in the playoffs.
Oh, awesome. So you said you record sports, correct?
Correct.
So what's your favorite sport to record for Burlington High?
I play for a Special Olympics sporting event.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. One of my coaches, Coach John, who I interviewed first time, and Jim and Jan and everybody else trying to get involved.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Have a nice night.
You too.
I am here with
Larry Way.
Larry, what do you do here at BCAT and how you help out?
I help host and be a part of a panel on a program called Burlington and Beyond. It's a talk show regarding issues for the town, things going before town meetings, things before the selectmen. We go beyond Burlington to deal with regional, also state, national, and sometimes international issues as well.
And how long have you been involved with that talk show?
Well, we just got done with our 100th show.
Wow.
So we had a little celebration for that.
Wow, okay.
That was a little fun.
Yeah.
A little bit of a milestone for us.
Have you been involved with all 100 episodes? You helped start it and everything?
Probably about 90%.
Okay.
Whether it be in the choosing of the guests, finding the guests, when we have a guest, and or actually participating. As one of the more frequent panelists.
Okay. Well, thank you, and have a good night.
Well, I enjoyed it, and thank you for hosting us as well.
Yeah.
I'm here with
Rich Osford.
So Rich, what do you do? What is your involvement with BCAT?
I am BCAT's news director. I run the news division for BCAT. We would call B News Weekly.
Oh, awesome. So what got you into that?
Well, I had worked for a different publication before, and then when everything kind of fell apart there, BCAT was looking to fill the void, and they reached out to me to come be head of the news department for them as they wanted to expand the news. And this is about 2014 or so.
Oh, awesome. So is there any favorite story that you have from the news?
It's difficult to say a favorite story. I like the ones where I get to go into the schools and talk to the kids. It's always a lot of fun. It's anything that's not town meeting or planning board is always a good time.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you very much. Have a nice night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for hosting this.
I am here with
Joe Viscioni.
And Joe, what do you do here at BCAT, and how are you involved?
Well, I've been broadcasting sports for 4 years now, primarily football, a little bit of basketball. I like to throw some extra stuff in there once in a while.
What is your favorite sport then, and what is your favorite sport to cast? Two different questions.
My favorite sport when it comes to just playing would have to be soccer, but when it comes to broadcasting, football takes it away by far. I love to watch the Patriots games. I love to watch high school football, primarily Burlington. I do some Lexington games. It's so fun to cast football games, and it's been great over the past 4 years doing it for the Red Devils, and I've really enjoyed it.
What was how long have you been involved with casting these games?
Yeah, I started out as a color commentator for 1 year, my freshman year, and then I've taken up primarily the play-by-play responsibilities for BCAT the last 3 years. So it's been 4 years. So the saga is coming to a close.
Okay. Well, thank you and have a good night.
All right, thanks, Ethan.
Yeah.
I'm here with.
Chris Flaherty.
So, Chris, what is your involvement with BCAT?
I'm a production coordinator here at BCAT. I've been on staff since April 2016, so this is sort of like my 4th anniversary in a way, but in reality, I've been doing BCAT since I was a video voyager in 6th grade. We're not going to put a year on that.
Of course. So, are you in any productions that we do at BCAT?
Not directly. I mean, as production coordinator, I help volunteers and producers, organize their shows, make sure all the buttons get hit. Just make sure everybody, makes the best production they can make. I'm here to help, that's all.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Chris. Have a nice night.
Thank you for giving me a reason to bust out the gold jacket.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm here with
Joe Brown.
Joe Brown, what do you do here? How are you involved with BCAT?
So I am the photographer for the Woburn Daily Times, Burlington Daily Times, Winchester Daily Times newspapers, and I've been hanging around BCAT for years. I do a lot of photos of the week. I like to give you guys photos of the week, and I cover your events. Some of the things like the Santa Claus telephone calls, election night. I come by and hang out at the studio, and that helps me get pictures for the newspaper.
Okay. And do you have any particular events that you find that you have the favorite photos from or anything like that?
Actually, it's everything. I love what I do, and I've been doing it for 31 years.
Wow.
A former BCAT board of director and a good friend, Rick Carwan, brought me on to this years ago. Rick and I were good friends, and so it's been great since he brought me on, showed me what BCAT was all about, and I kind of been friends with you guys for years.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good
night.
night.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
here with.
Josh Coughlin and Nicholas Buongiorno.
So, Josh and Nick, what is your involvement with BCAT?
So we've been a member of BHS TV since our freshman year, but since then we've evolved more into sports broadcasting. We've mostly been involved with the hockey games as well as football.
Yeah, personally for me, I started off BCAT because I wanted to do sports broadcasting, but then BCAT taught us so much more than that. We do video editing, scripting. We have club every Thursday. We got to meet some great people. It's been a great experience. Shout out to BCAT for giving us the opportunity to broadcast over the air.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Have a nice night and enjoy the awards.
Thank you.
Well, that was a great time we had interviewing a lot of interesting and fun people.
Yeah.
I'm Jenna Casey.
And I'm Ethan Rousseau.
And thank you very much for watching.